Hey there, Song Swap Showdown listeners. Do you need a serious jolt to kickstart your day? Whether you're about to conquer your next hike or you're just trying to survive your Monday morning, I want to tell you all about Cardiac Attack Coffee. That's right, this is the coffee that's sure to get your heart pumping. And you know how serious Amanda and I each take our coffee. So Cardiac Attack Coffee is bold, flavorful, and single origin. It's roasted in small batches to deliver the perfect cup every time. Whether you like it light, medium, or dark roast, these guys have got you covered. Oh wait, and did I mention their cold brew packs? Making cold brew at home has never been easier. Founded by three friends with a passion for coffee, they perfected the art of a strong cup that'll fuel even the biggest thrill seekers. And no worries, no heart attacks here, just a whole lot of energy and flavor. You can get it over at cardiacattackcoffee.com or find them at local spots in New Jersey like Coronado's in Brick or Pulp in Asbury Park. Plus, they've got some killer merch too, t-shirts, mugs, and more. Ready to amp up your mornings? Head over to cardiacattackcoffee.com and fuel your adventure. And before you check out, make sure you use the code Song Swap Showdown for a 15% discount. That code once again is Song Swap Showdown, and use that to receive a 15% discount on your order over at cardiacattackcoffee.com.
Chris and Amanda always online. Grab your headphones, it's review time. Music's their love and niche divine. Laughs and insights mixed like wine. Every strong and every beat. They analyze, they can't be beat. Tuning in on the socials meet. Join the fun and take your seat. If music's your thing, come along. Hear Amanda sing her song. Chris brings the notes all day long. Together they make us strong.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Song Swap Showdown. A showdown. It's our weekly music throwdown program here, and my name's Chris, and I'm joined by that girl,
Hey, hey, hey.
Amanda Sharp.
That's me.
How are you, Amanda? Good morning.
Good morning. I am good. Looking forward to diving into today's show when we get there because I'm really excited about my song picks.
You got some interesting song picks. I'm not gonna lie. You were like not 80s late FM. You went 80s late FM.
You know what? That's the perfect way to describe it. Of all the songs that were available from 1981,
Right.
these three is what I chose. So I'll be curious to see what everyone's thoughts are on the world of Amanda's brain.
I cannot wait to hear what the peanut gallery has to say about your song picks for today. So I just want to welcome everybody. Good morning, everybody on Radio Garden State. Good morning, all of you on YouTube, Facebook, or wherever you're listening to this. If you're listening to it anywhere you get podcasts, because this show is worldwide. That's right, worldwide.
That sounds so cool.
Doesn't it sound so cool?
It does,
We're
and it is
worldwide.
true. It is
When you
true.
look at the stats, I'm like, we are worldwide. Like,
It
literally
is.
almost every country is listening to
Yeah.
Song Swap Showdown, and we are very blessed and fortunate
Yes.
and appreciative for everybody's support here. If this is your first time, however, listening to Song Swap Showdown, maybe you're just tuning in on Radio Garden State for the first time, or once again, maybe you discovered us on whatever podcast platform or YouTube just recommended our video, which we hope that they do.
Yeah.
We want to welcome you guys and welcome to Song Swap Showdown. How the show typically works is Amanda and I, that girl, and I each swap three songs with each other that we may or may not have heard before, and then we rate those songs on a scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 being a hard skip. That's right. That is
Get outta here.
that's a fail of a song.
It sure is.
It's a major fail, at least according to us.
That's right.
That's right. And then all the way up to 5 records, because you guys see how we do this, 1 to 5 records, 1 record being bad to us, but 5 records being heavenly music to our ears, going on that eternity playlist. That is a song that you have on repeat. It just hit it on repeat, and it just goes and goes and goes, and you're like, I don't know, I can't get sick of this song. I love it. Every time I hear it, I hear something new. So that's a 5 record tune. That's a 5 record tune. And how do we pick the songs, you might ask? Well, if you have that question in your head, how we pick the songs is we spin a wheel of themes at the end of every single episode.
It's very
and whatever
complex.
that lands on, yeah, it's very complex. The whole show is just, it's a very complex. You need a flow chart to look at it. And we pick the songs based on whatever theme that lands on. And 2 weeks in a row now, we have just been in our time. Actually, 3 weeks in a row now, we've been in time machines. And we went to a not so far place known as 2010.
Yeah.
Not far.
Nope.
Far enough. I mean, 14 years ago. It didn't seem far, but when we started going into it, it was like,
Yeah.
wow, 14 years ago. Then we went a little bit further last episode into 1983. We jumped in our DeLoreans, fired up the flux capacitor, and went
right.
to 1983. And this week, Amanda, where did we
Yeah.
go this week? Because we jumped back in the DeLorean.
We did. And that time machine sent us back to 1981. And we were like, maybe we'll give it another spinny spin. Because we were just in the 80s. And wouldn't you know, that spinning of the wheel went right back to 1981 and said, no, you will do it. And so we said, okay. So here we are. Short trip further in the DeLorean, 1981. So this week's song's all about the year I was born.
Yeah, you're an 80s baby.
Yeah, 81.
Which is wild to me.
I know. So like
because-
my babyhood, I remember so much of the 80s. So much as a baby.
See, now in 1981, I was already, let's see, I was born in 74, so I would have been 6.
Whatever the math, now anyone who's listened to our show for a lengthy period of time knows we're not good at mathing. So whatever that math is.
Hold on, I'm going to do the math real quick.
We're getting out the calculator.
Guys, it's Monday morning. Okay, number one, it's Monday morning.
Yes.
So show me a little bit of grace, all right, please, before everybody's like, Chris, I know I'm terrible at math. I would have been 7.
Okay.
7
So
years
not-
old.
So a baby still.
So baby still, 7 years old. MTV is on the air at this point. 1981, I believe, MTV. I did like no research today. I'm terrible.
That's
today.
okay. You know what? It's been a week. It's been a week. I thought it came out. Why do I feel like it was 80? But I remember
Okay.
Amanda
August
couldn't.
1st, 1981.
Okay.
So I was right. So
were.
August 1st, 1981 was the first day, was the first on air, is when they first went to broadcast.
Look at that.
It was their first broadcast day. And that was when they played the Buggles' Video Killed the Radio Star, which was the first.
How
And their
fitting.
second, which was a song I originally had on my list
Ooh.
to you.
Which was?
And I swapped it because I was like, which I should have left it in hindsight because it's a really good song. But You Better Run by Pat Benatar was the second song they played. Pat Benatar, the legend, the queen, who I feel like gets forgotten a lot in a lot of discussions. But Pat Benatar is unreal.
I don't
talented.
think people understand the pressure to choose the right songs.
It's a
to
lot
hit
of
something
pressure.
off. Like I look back at our first episodes because we're on season 4. We're soon to enter season 5. And, I tell you, those first few episodes, there was a lot of pressure to choose the right songs that would captivate an audience and hopefully keep them tuned in.
Yeah, we've done thousands of songs at this point.
I know. That's so crazy.
Thousands of songs because, guys, we go live pretty much every Monday. I
Yep.
mean, we really only miss like a handful of Mondays throughout the year. Like we're doing over 45 shows a year out of 52 weeks. So we don't miss a lot of live shows here.
Yeah.
And every show is 6 songs that we cover.
Yeah.
And when you add that up over the last 4 years of doing music reviews and just nonsense, like we've got thousands of songs we've gone through.
Yeah.
And we very rarely ever hit a song twice. Sometimes we do. But we very rarely ever do.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. And yeah, the pressure to pick songs sometimes is a little overwhelming because I'm also all about not upsetting our community because our community always comes in, drops great suggestions,
Yeah.
but sometimes the suggestions don't align with where I'm at for the week. But I love the suggestions, but then I
Yes.
always feel bad that I didn't use the suggestions.
Somebody's suggestions. I know.
I feel a little guilty. I'm not gonna lie. The guilt factor is a little real. It's a little real.
And I think it's a lot more real for you because I feel like a lot of the suggestions that come in are songs that would be in the lane of songs you would have chosen, were not necessarily for me. So
I'm looking at Dave's suggestions already coming in, and I go, man, a lot of these were on my original versions of like my list changed probably about 30 times before I finally was like, forget it, I'm done. I'm giving you this list. I've had it. I gotta get it. It's like Sunday already. I haven't given you my list yet. Like enough.
Well, and you know what's so interesting is I just felt very convicted about my 3 songs this week.
Your 3 songs, like I said,
there was like no swapping.
80s late FM, borderline. I'm almost gonna say like you went like 80s late FM yacht rock kind of.
I was feeling that way. You know, you all grew up listening to Delilah, right?
Yeah.
Delilah. I feel like all of these songs are songs I would have heard while in the car with my mom, listening to Delilah.
And I gave you my mix was a little bit more. I gave you a little bit of things. You know, I gave you some new wave.
Yeah.
I gave you some like straight up classic rock,
yeah,
prog rock, and I gave you a little early like hard rock, heavy metal.
You did. And I got some notes on that.
I'm sure you do, and I can't wait to hear your notes. So I'm very excited to get into today's show. We got a lot to talk about. Of course, we welcome all of you listening to us to play along. If you're watching us live, if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, feel free to drop in the comments. Rate the songs along with us on a scale of 1 to 5 records. We want to hear from you. Also, you know, like Dave and like Ian from Australia and anybody else, if you're listening and you want to drop your song suggestions and what would have made your list for 1981, we want to hear from you as well. Same thing, if you're listening in the future, do the same thing, because on Spotify, you can leave comments. Of course, on YouTube, you can drop comments. We want to hear from you guys. That's half the fun of the show, is hearing from the community and everyone out there who checks us out. I will ask one quick favor, though, from everybody who's actually watching the show, especially if you're on YouTube. One quick favor I'm going to ask you to do right now is to hit that subscribe button. And why? Because it's a very quick action, but it actually means a lot to us. So it's a very simple action for you to do, to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to even go a step further, hit the little bell so you get notified. Ding. But really, that subscribe button is a small action that actually means a lot to Amanda and I as creators, because it helps us to get the show discovered to other people like you who love this kind of content over on YouTube. And of course, we're always going to ask you too, if you are listening to Radio Garden State, well, we ask that you follow us everywhere over there as well, at Radio Garden State, over on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, the whole shebang. And by the way, Amanda, I don't know if you knew the news, but this week, because I think that during the week it happened, and Radio Garden State is now available on the Odyssey app, which is really cool news for anybody who's listening for radio, because the Odyssey app is a great listening experience and it actually recommends the station out to people. So it's now another place where you can listen to Radio Garden State beyond just the website and the TuneIn app. The Odyssey app, we're now available on there as well. So
yay!
Yes, so very, very happy for that, for sure. All right, guys, we've got a lot to get to today, a lot of music to dive into. Amanda, where are we starting today? I'm going to let you decide.
I feel like
you make the call.
I'll start this week, because I feel like I've made you start the last few weeks on my song. So I'm going to start with your first song to me, Chris Baglio, which was "Shake It Up" by the Cars.
Yes, the Cars. And this was a song that this was on and off my list quite a few times, but I was like, ultimately I'm like, the Cars, I got to get the Cars on. And we were talking about MTV, and this was a video that they played a lot, and I always remember this video being on, and I always love this video, and I love the song, and I love the Cars. The Cars are such a great band, and there's so many other bands that really wouldn't exist because of the Cars. Okay. And by the way, Rick Ocasek, like a master producer, but produced the first Bad Brains record, for crying out loud. Guy's a legend, absolute legend. There it goes.
There you are. What more do we need to say?
Amanda, I yield the floor.
Well, I felt like this song, I honestly, I sincerely mean this. I'm not saying this because I want a reaction. I don't think I've ever heard this song before.
See, now, this was a song I thought that you would have totally have heard, because this song was such a big mainstream hit for them. Like, this was back in 1981. And this was, the Cars already put out 4 records already. So this was their 4th record when this came out. I have this on 2 versions of vinyl.
Ooh.
I have one like a lime green version and like
Fine.
So, but this record was their like mainstream breakout. Like they were kind of just more of a, I'm not gonna say underground new wave, but they were definitely more like, they weren't rock radio at this point. Like this was a song that really kind of brought new wave sound into like mainstream radio. Dave, if you're listening, back me up on that. I think New Wave Dave would concur with that. And so this was a huge breakout song from him and a really good video. And like I think it was their first music video, at least on MTV. It was huge hit.
Yeah, so I mean, it's very possible I had heard it and just didn't pay no attention to it. Because it's kind of one of those songs that you quietly enjoy. Quietly enjoy,
shake it up.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a party song.
Well, no, to that point, like I said, it has a fun rhythm and a very danceable beat, whether you're going to move or whether you just want to shoulder rap, you know? But this could be a Target song.
Oh, it's definitely a Target song.
You know
I've
what I mean?
heard this in Target before. I've heard this in Target.
You could hear this alongside many other love ballads or anything like that. So, like, when I say it's, I don't want to use the word unnoticeable because that's incorrect. But, again, I could have heard it, but I just didn't necessarily, it didn't captivate me so much that I was like, ooh, I like this one.
You like that one?
Yeah, it is. I mean, but it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I don't dislike it. I don't love it, but I dig it. It's cool. Now, I saw that this this particular song for them was the first time they were in the top 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
yeah, this was the breakthrough.
To your point, and they were accused of selling out with this song. Now, I want to know everyone's opinions on this because I don't really have, a view on this as, someone who may have just heard the song for the first time this past week. What are your thoughts? What are our listeners' thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts are, I mean, I guess if you were like and this was back in the day. I mean, this has gone on forever with like, this still goes on today. Like, oh, this guy sold out, this band sold out because they changed their sound and all that. And it's like, I'm gonna put a message out to everybody right now. Like,
ooh, PSA coming in.
Making money in music does not mean you're selling out. You get tired of eating cat food and driving around in crappy vans that break down all the time. At some point, if you can write the hit song, write the hit song. Get on the radio, make the hit song, make the money.
So you're saying sell out or not? You got to make a business decision.
It's a business decision, not a sellout. Selling out to me would be
define the difference.
So I would say selling out would any band, any artist doing something that doesn't align with like their moral compass or like their core values, but making a business decision to like create music. And by the way, shake it up. I mean, you listen to their older stuff and like the only real difference is that the song is just a little catchier. It's got a better hook. Like they just became better songwriters is really what happened here. And I cannot blame them for writing a hit song. Like bands, if they want to stay being bands, they got to make some kind of money and some kind of income. Like, stop with the selling out thing. Selling out would be, once again, a band doing such an about face that like they totally discount their fans or community. Like it would be like like they're just burning it down,
Sure.
Like, make this business decision. And sometimes bands do stuff that like, well, they tried something, they experimented, the fans didn't like it. It just went. That's the way they're feeling, and they went with it. Okay, it didn't work. But when it does work, it works great. And in the Cars case, it freaking worked, man. It worked. It got the band over, It got them over and into, like, mainstream. And the fact that we're still talking about the Cars today in 2024, I personally feel like the Cars are still very much a relevant band in the world of bands. Like, and you hear Cars songs, and you think of, like, all their iconic hits, like Since You're Gone and, Drive, Who's Gonna Drive You Home? Like, those songs are fantastic, and they've been covered by other bands. And like, it's magic. Like these songs are part of pop culture and like good 80s stuff that like are really well written songs. I don't consider that selling out.
Okay.
So that's my soapbox.
I asked.
Now I will say one thing. I get how fans feel when because people, and I'm guilty, you feel very personal about a band. You become very attached. So when they're a smaller band, you go, man, I've supported this band. I've listened to their records. I talked them up. I've gone to all their shows. You know, I love that nobody else knows about them. It's like my own little. But guess what? You know, like you can have a personal relationship with a band and their music, but it's not yours. It's everybody's. And, you know, get over it, everybody. I got over it. Being involved in the punk and hardcore scene, you get mad. You're like, oh, my God, that band sold out. They're on MTV now. Like, they were just playing Legion Halls 6 months ago. And now they're on MTV and they're doing all these tours and blah, blah, blah. Like, come on. Enough. Get over it, guys.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that you have a different view on selling out now that we are the age we are and we've struggled a little bit?
1,000%.
Yeah, where if we were 25, it maybe
and having been
different.
Having been and still are a business owner, like I understand it, like you get it.
Oh my
gosh! Like
gosh,
I said, I think selling out is when a band and artist does something that goes way against their their core values, and they kind of betray their community and betray the audience in a way that like they disrespect. That they've done something so like out of step that they just disrespect everything that got them there.
Yeah.
Or it goes against like a moral compass or something like that. Like that to me would be like selling out, or like going to support like a company or a brand or that like, you know, so say it's a company, say it's a band that's been outspoken about, you know, animal cruelty or like being vegetarians or vegans, and all of a sudden like Burger King is like sponsoring McDonald's. That to me, that would be a sellout move. It's like, well, wait a second. You guys have been preaching about like, you know, the environment, or preaching about, you know, being vegan or dairy or vegetarian.
That's a slap in the face.
And aligning yourselves with but now all of a sudden now you're taking like money from like Kentucky Fried Chicken or something. You know, like things like
fair.
that to me, like that is a sellout move. Like
Great
now
example.
These guys are a sponsor. Like I get that's money, but like, you know, like are you still feeling that way? Because that doesn't make sense to me. So that's where I would say that's a sellout move, you know.
Well, let's not confuse.
Does anybody follow that train of thought?
I do, and we just want to be very clear. We're not vegan or vegetarian. Not that we wouldn't eat those foods. But if McDonald's or Burger King or Kentucky Fried Chicken wants to sponsor our show, we welcome it.
Yeah, we'll sell. Amanda and I are happy to sell out. No, just kidding. No, we'll take your sponsor dollars for sure. I mean, you know.
Listen, we've kicked around the idea of selling feet pics. So, I mean, if we get real, nothing's off the table at this point.
Nothing's off the table.
But you know what I'm putting on the table with my score for this song? So just to recap, Shake It Up by the Cars.
Well, we should probably play some of it, huh?
Oh my gosh, yes. We are I took you on such an adventure with that question.
We were on a complete adventure right there. All right, so let's play a little bit of Shake It Up.
Well, you know what? You advise businesses, so you have a lot to say, Chris Baglio.
I have too much to say is the problem. Way too much to say.
Nothing wring with it. Nothing wrong with it.
My wife, if she's hearing this right now, she's literally screaming, Chris, shut up.
She's fast forwarding you.
Yeah. She's skipping me. Skip. I mean, it's so catchy.
I love the cover.
Cover's great.
I like the ooze.
Yeah. They're the best. So catchy. Shake it up.
Shake it up.
It's like a video game.
I mean, this is 1981 right here. 1981. See the Cars.
Shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it up. Dance all night.
That's the best.
Dance all night. Go all night. Shake it up. All you got.
I mean, how is this song not a pump you up song on a Monday morning?
I will say I did write on my notes, like, this is like a very good, like, live up life song.
Yeah.
You need a little pick me up. This is a song to listen to.
It's a complete pick-me-up tune.
And it grows into that. You know, it starts. And I will say, the last thing I'll say about this song is his vocals just are very cool in this song.
Because Rick Ocasek is cool.
Like, you know what I mean? He's just kind of like, this is almost like, you convinced me to perform.
Yes.
And just here's a mic.
His style and his delivery is so unique to Rick Ocasek. It's fantastic. And, like, he's a weird-looking dude. Like, he doesn't look like a rock star, but yet he just is cool. You know, you're like, you want to hang out with him and stuff like that. Like
it seems like it.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, too, is that, like, that song Stacy's Mom by Fountains of Wayne.
Stacy's
like,
Mom.
So it's totally, it's a Cars. Like, that's the other thing when I said there's bands that don't exist without the Cars. Fountains of Wayne, definitely one of them. Weezer, definitely. And Rick Ocasek actually produced the first Weezer record. Like, that whole Stacy's Mom is a complete ode to the Cars and, like, 80s and everything. And they actually asked Rick Ocasek to be in the music video. And he turned him down. He turned him down. He didn't want, he's like, nah, I don't want to do it. But, you know, which would have been awesome if he was. But, he turned it down. I think that would have been a cool cameo. But I get it, you know.
For sure.
I get it, man. Rick Ocasek doesn't need to be in a Fountains of Wayne video. He's Rick Ocasek. He's in the Cars, for crying out loud.
I think I'd be pretty much in any video. I say that now.
I'll be in anything.
I mean, if I had the time, let's do it.
I would pretty much be in anything. So, guys, once again, Chris and Amanda,
Hello.
we're for hire, or, you know, if you just want to trade coffee or something, we're good. We'll show up to your music video shoot. We also have film ideas, too. We have a lot of Hallmark film ideas. We're ready to go.
They've yet to reach out to us. One day, Chris. One day.
We are a complete package. I just want to let everybody know. We're show hosts, radio show hosts, podcasters, filmmakers, actors.
We can sing. We can do it all.
We can do it all. We're like a vaudeville act.
Yeah. You need just a fill-in? You need me to lay in the middle of the road to be a fill-in? Like, I'll do that too. Not above a thing.
We're so multi-talented. It's amazing. All
sure.
this in one
I can play dead real good. I've watched plenty of true crime.
You have. You've watched a lot of true crime. All right.
so
So we're talking about the Cars Shake It Up, by the way, as we're like singing our own praises here. So, all right. So where do you rate Shake It Up on a scale of 1 to 5 records? And by the way, everybody at home, play along. You let us know, too. Where would you rate it? But Amanda.
Yes.
I don't have a drum roll.
That's okay. I saw you look for a button, and then you were like,
I was like, wait a second.
I'll just use my knuckles.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this a 3.9.
3.9 records for
I don't know
Shake
if you're
It Up.
okay with that or not, but I feel like, again,
I'm okay with it.
For this being like the first time I feel like I've been introduced to this song, it could creep up. But
now the thing that I found more shocking was that you hadn't heard this song before.
And I really don't think I have. And if I have, it went unnoticed, which is very surprising to me.
It is surprising to me too.
Yes.
I would have really thought that this would have been a song that you would have been like, "Oh, Chris, I've heard this song so many times."
Yeah, some of these songs you send me, you're like, "You heard this before, Amanda?"
Yeah, it's the ones that I
right?
1,000% guaranteed you hadn't heard before. That
For
are like,
sure.
"Oh, I heard this before." And I'm like, "Wait, what? When? Where? How?"
Marcus and Owen factor.
That's always the X factor. I do forget about the Marcus and Owen factor. For sure. All right, so it's official. Shake It Up. Rated by Amanda Sharp, that girl, 3.9 records out of 5 records. Once again, where would you rate it, guys? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Shake It Up. See, now to me, Shake It Up is like definitely, this is like a 4.8, 4.9. It's very close. Actually, it might be a perfect song, actually. I don't think I can get sick of hearing Shake It Up.
Oh, see, I know without a shadow of doubt I would.
See, I don't think I would. I don't know. It's very close. I got to think about it. And actually, if I got to think about it, people would say, "Well, if you got to think about it, then it's probably not." And I'm like, "Well, but it's a. I don't want to wear. The thing is, it's such a good song, though. I don't want to wear it out. So like, it is a song that I won't like. I just want to enjoy it. Like, so I would probably give it a 4.9.
Okay,
that's where I would put Shake It Up.
So we are full point apart, but not bad.
Not bad. Not bad at all. So, all right, I want to say good morning to Mr. Mark Ronick, who is checking in.
Good morning.
Owner of Ironic Media and, of course, Clubhouse Morning Podcast Chat. Good morning podcast chat. Am I saying
Podcast Morning Chat.
Oh, my God. Chris, have some more coffee.
It's the Monday of Mondays.
Yeah, we've only been in that chat for like 4 years, but like, you know.
And that's how we met. Chris and I met.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how Mark and I met, too. You met Mark.
It's our origin story.
It is. It's part of it.
Yeah, exactly, Mark. Yeah, like I cannot get the words out today. So, and I want to also say hello and good morning to Mr. Ian from Australia, who is watching, I think.
He may have.
I'm not sure. He may have bailed out because it is late
so
for him.
Late
and
there.
then, of course, the VP of the VIPs, Mr. Dave Mattingly. Good morning, Song Swappers. Appreciate you, Dave. Thank you so much for checking in. And thanks for everybody else who's tuning in live right now, watching on YouTube and Facebook or listening on Radio Garden State. Okay, Amanda, your first song to me, you know, is a song at first I was like, wait, do I know this song? And then the chorus kicks in on this song and I go, oh, I know this song.
Yes.
So it was one of those ones where I was like, I was unsure at first, but then I realized.
Because I feel like you knew all of my songs to you.
I did. But like even Key Largo, like I was like one of those songs where like I've heard it, but like I actually didn't even know it was Key Largo. And I didn't even know whoever sang it. You know, it's one of those songs.
Sure.
That you're like, I know this song, but I don't know even what the title is, and I don't know who sings it. Like this one, Ronnie Milsap. So we're talking about Ronnie Milsap. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Now. There was something very nostalgic about the song, and I'm trying to place the memory of this, and I can't. But like for some reason, I heard the song, and I go, I don't remember if this was a big part of my youth. You know, I know a lot of this stuff showed up. You know, as I talked about, I listened to a lot of music with my mom when she drive the car. We listen to WNBC, you know,
I love
on New York radio. But like she would listen to Light FM and stuff. So I got a feeling that when growing up, this is a song that I'd probably heard.
Absolutely.
So, but I hadn't heard it in a long, long time. So, and John Pike checking in. Happy
morning,
Monday.
Johnny.
Oh, Johnny, I like your Mighty Ducks jersey in your picture here, bud. Nice. Excellent.
Fun.
You know, and of course, if you guys don't know who John Pike is, Johnny, the prophet of pop culture, he is the video intro we play at the beginning of every song, host of Back of the Cereal Box. So make sure you check that out. That's live on Saturdays at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, because Johnny is on Central Time. So thank you, Johnny, for checking in with us today. Appreciate you, buddy. So I wouldn't have missed it for the world. So song written by Charles Quinlan, Kyle Fleming, and Dennis Morgan. And was recorded by Ronnie Milsap and released in October of 81, and it was the second single from the album There's No Getting Over Me.
No.
What a bold album title, by the way. That would be the name of your record. Amanda Sharp. There's No Getting Over Me.
Big mistake.
That's Amanda's record.
Yes, you know me so well.
I do. And this was one of his biggest hits of his recording career and came over at the peak of his crossover success. And that was the thing. Ronnie Milsap, a traditional country artist.
Yeah.
Now, would you say Ronnie Milsap sold out?
I don't. I think when you start, and I think this, we understand this as business owners, you start somewhere because that's where your instinct is to start. And you really don't develop who you are or what you really like until you're in the nitty gritty a little bit. And I think this is very similar to Taylor Swift. I don't think she sold out, but she just grew. And she went a path that she became more and more comfortable in. And I think the same goes here. You know, just because you start somewhere doesn't necessarily mean. I go to your logic earlier in our conversation. It's not like such a complete pivot where he was known for singing and then turns on country music and says, I'll never listen to country music again. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, it's a country pop crossover. And by the way, I mean, how much is that now?
Oh,
it's commonplace. I mean,
so
you have
common
pop stars making full country records like Post Malone and, you know, Beyonce. And, you know, Shabuzi and like all these like, and that's just a few, but like so many, like even I just saw Chappell Rowan premiered a country song on Saturday Night Live a few weeks ago. Like I think it's just like, hey, if that's what you're feeling and that's what the music is coming. I mean, remember the Lionel Richie? He did the country.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And the album, we found the album cover where he's wearing a cowboy hat, and we're like, Lionel Richie, like,
well,
Lionel
Darius
Richie went country.
Hootie and the Blowfish, Darius Rucker is now like he's full country. So I feel like you typically go the other way, but he went that way.
Like even
I love
like
it.
Even back in the days of like metal days, there was a band called Keel, like really like fist pump and hard rock, hair metal. Never really got over. Always an opening band, but Ronnie Keel went country after he was done. He's like, you know what? I'm done with the metal and hard rock. Like, it's not going anywhere. The career was kind of fizzling. He goes, forget it. I'm gonna go do country. And he basically created a whole other career for himself doing country. Steven Tyler put out a country record a bunch of years ago. Like, it's not unnormal for pop stars or crossover to do a country record. And much like country stars saying, well, you know what? I want to break through. I want some of that mainstream success. I want a hit song. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Not selling out.
Agreed.
Not selling out. So this hit number 1 on the Billboard Country Singles in January of '82, and reached number 20 in the Billboard Hot 100. Yeah. The song also reached number 3 on the Billboard's Hot Adult Contemporary Singles chart. Now one thing I wanted was there cover versions of this song?
I'm sure.
Are there cover versions of this?
There has to be.
There has to be, right? I mean,
there's
this
cover
seems like
songs
a song
of
that's
everything. This is so
cover.
popular. Yes, I would have given this a cover. Maybe I will.
Have you done this in karaoke?
No, but I just because I never thought of it.
How about I will see your version of this song? I want to hear. I would have missed it for the world.
Jazz it up a little.
Jazz it up a little bit.
Jazz it up a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry. So for those of you that don't know the song, because it's possible, so you may not. Yeah.
Because we do have baby listeners, and our baby listeners may never have heard this song.
No, absolutely not. And actually, like I said, it's a song I kind of forgot about.
Yeah.
Like, I hadn't heard it in a long time, and hearing it unlocked some core memories that I can't seem to fully remember. But it unlocks something in me.
But not bad memories, right? Like, you don't feel like they're bad, right?
No. It was very just nice memories. Here we go.
A little strings pulling you back to 81.
Yeah.
This come off of There's No Getting Over Me.
Boom.
Wouldn't have missed it for the world. Maybe I've been hearing it. This is a yacht rock song. They play this on yacht rock. The yacht rock show.
Look at those glasses. That's confidence.
This is a look.
Cross again. Maybe my heart will never mend, but I'm glad for all the good times, 'cause you brought me so much sunshine, and love was the best it's ever been. I wouldn't have missed it for the world, wouldn't have missed loving you, girl. You've made my whole life worthwhile with your smile.
With your smile.
I know, that part's important.
It
Wouldn't
is.
trade one memory, 'cause you mean too much to me. Even though I lost you, girl, I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
I defy anybody to not. You guys are all welcome. You're now going to be singing this chorus all day.
Probably.
Like, this is such a catchy chorus, man. Such a catchy chorus. I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
What I like about this song is obviously some relationships end, but it doesn't always have to. And we've talked about this before. It doesn't have to be a terrible thing. And to be able to just honor something that it was, and like he even said, maybe I'll never mend, but I wouldn't trade any of that for the world. And I just think that's it's a good message to send out to people, because a lot of times we've done our episodes about revenge songs and stuff. So that's not always the narrative people want to sing about. But in this particular case, I really like it. And his voice is just so smooth and like velvety. And while this is pop-ish, it is, there's no question the roots of this is country.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's got
country.
It screams country. It's got the twang. Plus, his delivery is country. Like, it is. It's an 80s country, but it's enough pop to, like, make it accessible, where it's not so honky tonk or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the proper country term is. It's not too twangy.
This is very similar to the message of Just to See You Smile by Tim McGraw that we featured when Jeff was on our show. And the message is that is very twangy and country. Yeah. Like, that's very, so compared to the two, yes, this is definitely more easily crossed over to that pop.
Yeah, my father jumping in with Robert Plant was one of those singers that that has sung every music style. I agree. He has. Robert Plant, the singer of Led and the Zeppelins. You may know them.
The Led and the Zeppelins. Yep.
The Led and the Zeppelins. Yep. Yeah, but he's done
sung.
all those records with Alison Krauss. He's done blues, he's done jazz, he's done country-esque kind of stuff. The guy is like, he's an incredible singer. He doesn't care. I mean, first of all, he was in Led and the Zeppelins, so he could do whatever he wants now. For
sure. And
much like Paul McCartney could just like fart into a microphone for like 12 tracks, and people would be like, "Oh my God, you're a Beatle. You can do whatever you want." He's a Beatle. It doesn't matter.
I know. Speaking of Alison Krauss, though, my goodness, what an artist that just seems to be able to nestle into every lane of music and have these phenomenal duets. Like, it is so impressive.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Tip of the hat to her.
So, where do I rate Ronnie Milsap's I Wouldn't Have Missed It for the World?
Yes.
Where is this falling on the scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 being a complete skip and 5 being a song that goes on my eternity playlist? Well, it's definitely not a skip. It is a good. I'm telling you, that chorus. This song is worth it for the chorus alone. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, the chorus is so damn catchy. I just love it. You sing it like, wouldn't have missed. It's almost like gang vocals in a way. Like, it's really catchy. And it's funny too, because they even talk about it in the I couldn't find any song facts like on songfacts.com, but basically they're saying on this, it says the song, which predominantly features backing vocals, a harp and acoustic guitar, had a chorus that wrote, it is so infectious that it can be heard being hummed and whistled on street corners, and its words being sung in barrooms and dance halls throughout the rest of 1981. Tom Jerk, who's a music reviewer for All Music.
That's a good review.
He called it urban cowboy country music in its purest essence, is what he described the song as. That's a great way of summing that up.
That's as
urban
if
country music in its purest essence.
That's as if ChatGPT wrote it itself for decades.
Yeah.
Decades before ChatGPT
went back, changed time, because pretty soon it'll be able to do that and affect things that happened in the past, right?
Yes.
So, all right, guys. So where do I rate this song? It's a very good song. I really like this a lot, and hearing it again brought back some really cool memories. And that chorus, man, is catchy as hell. This is a four records for me.
Ooh.
It's a 4-record song. I mean, I don't know how it can get anything less. Does it hold up? Yes, it does. I hadn't heard it in a while, but I'm telling you.
Timeless message.
It is a timeless message, and that chorus, I just can't get over it. It is. What I just read, that quote, so infectious could be heard hummed and whistled on every street corner. Yeah. Next time I go in the bar, I'm totally playing this.
Ooh, I like it.
I want to see the
what
reaction.
Everybody's do. Yes.
I am one of those guys that plays stuff on a jukebox, and I just sit back.
Just observe.
I'm like, let's see. I want to see. Let me see what happens. I'm one of those guys.
I bet there's a lot of, I haven't thought of this song in a long time. I bet a lot of people are going to say that.
You hear people go, I don't know this song. Wouldn't have missed it. And then you hear the chorus, and you're like, I remember this song. So, yeah.
For sure. I like that.
So that's where I rate the song. How would you guys rate it? Would love to hear from you on a scale of 1 to 5 records.
So is this going on your Sunday playlist?
Absolutely.
Is this on
going on
your
Sunday playlist?
Summer barbecue playlist?
It might go on the summer. Oh, maybe not barbecue, but more like summer chill playlist.
Okay, cool.
Like the more yacht rocky type one.
Yep.
Might go on that one.
I like it.
Yeah.
Very
I think
good.
that would make that playlist for sure.
I like it.
Yes. All right. So should we go through song recommendations, or should we just jump into number 2?
Let's just jump into number 2.
Let's jump into number 2. All right. My second song to you, Amanda. I'm interested to hear what your whole perception of this song is. I don't think you've ever heard this before.
No. And what song are we talking about? We are talking about Limelight by Rush.
Rush, a band that mostly only dudes like. and some women. My friend Meg, who's like a baby.
Who've spoken about before.
She loves Rush. Like, you go, there's no way this woman would like Rush. She loves Rush. I'm like, you're the one like weirdo who's a female who likes Rush. Not that females who like Rush are weirdos. I'm just saying they're mostly, when you go to a Rush show, it's been very very male heavy, right?
Why do you think that
male,
is?
Because they're like a prog rock band, and they're like a band that dudes like. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very like they're very, and not that they're like masculine. It's just the music is very, it's prog rock. You know, especially the early stuff is like very noodly and like, you know, themes and concept records about like sphinxes and sci-fi. Like, it's just it's nerdy stuff. Like, they're nerds. Like, their guy, like, they look like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't even look like rock stars. Especially, like, they just like nerds who like could play like really good, like really could like know music theory and nerdy musicians.
Got it. Well, I will say, so this
I just offended every Rush fan. I'm like, you guys know I'm right. Don't you get upset with me. You know I'm right. Embrace it. Deal with it, Rush fans. Good band, but they are nerds and they love it, and that's why we love it. Got nerds who can play music.
And that is why it ended up on this show's one of 6 songs. All right, so this message of the song was interesting to me. It's basically about the public, like the struggle between and the balance between public life and privacy.
Yep.
And so I feel like when you're listening to this song from that perspective, I feel like musically it's being delivered almost as like a little bit of a battle. And maybe I'm listening too much into it, but I feel like the way that it, I don't know, is delivered, it just sounds like there is that like tug of, like, what is it? Tug of rope? What is that game?
Tug of war?
No.
Yeah. Tug of war.
Tug of rope.
Tug of rope?
I mean, you are tugging a rope.
You do, but it's tug of war.
Thank you. I haven't played that in a long time.
You're welcome.
But thank you so much.
You're welcome.
But I feel like that's where this song feels like there's like a lot of tug here, a lot of tug there, the conflict between it. And I think that really makes sense. The guitar playing is very interesting in it. There's just a lot in the song. It's cluttered.
Cluttered is a word that you would choose to use for this song. That's very interesting, Amanda. You got to unpack that a little bit for me.
I just feel like there's just a lot in there. I'm not necessarily saying cluttered is bad.
Okay. All right. So you're not using cluttered as a negative.
I'm saying as a baby listener of this song, my mind is a little overwhelmed and cluttered with how to break it down and digest it. Okay. I'm trying to follow your train of thought because I'm trying to get into the mind of Amanda, which is a scary place. But like, ew, so scary.
Because I feel like of most Rush songs, most Rush music, it's a radio hit. I mean, they still play it on rock radio today. It's very accessible, and I'm starting to feel like you're saying that this song's not very accessible for you.
Not accessible. Like accessible meaning like I can just like hear it in a lot of places. Or so no. Like I feel like on a more intimate level with this song, when you really deep dive into the feeling behind it, it feels not as, for me, I'm not taking it as like surface level or face value as maybe some people, some listeners are taking it. I'm taking it deeper into my brain, and that's what it's causing my brain to do.
That was a very interesting. It was a very That was an interesting explanation.
Yeah, well, because some people can just listen to
some Limelight, and let's see if Amanda's. See if Amanda's thoughts line up with what she just said.
Like, some people just listen to a song and, like, take it or leave it. Like, that seems cluttered to me.
Cluttered?
Yeah.
How is that cluttered? It just... This is so straightforward. This is a great air drum song. I love this.
See, this is like the tug of war part.
The bossa nova beat. Pick up. Your face right now is so like.
I need to have a mask on.
This is a great song. It's a great song.
It's not a bad song. Like
it's not a bad song. I know.
I feel like I'm trying to explain what I'm feeling. I feel like the song is sung off key.
Well, Geddy Lee is a very high register.
And I
don't know if it's out of key.
I agree, but I feel like there's just this just contradiction of noise.
So let's just go with this. I think Rush is an acquired taste, and this is why I think most females just, once again, they don't dig Rush.
To your point, yes.
I see you hear this cluttered, and I hear musical perfection. But
you know what? This is what I hear. I hear. Okay,
What do you hear?
Here it comes. I hear a little baby toddler going into kitchen cabinets, going into the pot and pans, and going ching ching ching, ba chow, bing bing ball. Like that's what I'm hearing, and then the toddler singing, like while doing it. That's what my mom brain hears. That
Rush's Limelight sounds like that to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's very cluttered.
Rush fans, I have nothing to say, so have at it. Have at it.
Junk, bonk, ding, donk. Like,
wow.
A little baby toddler got into those cupboards.
Okay, so Rush is like clinking pans and baby toddler singing.
And got one of those microphones that the kids like, it like echoes into it, but it's like a little hollow, and they're like, boo, 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 boo.
Like the toilet paper, the empty toilet paper roll?
Yes,
or
yes.
The paper
they just
towel.
grabbed whatever was in their reach, and that became their instruments for this song.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Crazy. Okay. That's a wild take on this song, Amanda Sharp.
So, but, oddly enough, I don't hate it because of those things.
It's just, okay. Well,
it
there's
overstimulates my brain.
Okay.
Hence the word when I was using cluttered. That's where that word's coming from. So
I guess we should just remember what your 3 picks were, and your first pick was Ronnie Milsap. So let's just this is what we're playing. This is what we're dealing with here, people.
This is what we're dealing with on this fine Monday morning.
Yes.
Okay. So, but I'm not gonna rate it super low though. So let's. This is not a 2-point range.
Okay.
This
not
is
a 2-point range.
I don't hate it. I probably honestly wouldn't even skip it.
Okay, so not a skippable, not a skippable.
No, like I'm not gonna put it on though, but I'm not gonna skip it more than likely. And it really kind of like plays nicely in our playlist, if I'm being real honest.
It does. It nestles in.
It nestles in real nice. It does, especially with your Shake It Up was a really good first, and then this is a good second. Your third is really good. So you had some skill to your delivery this week. your order, so thank you. So I'm just gonna, I'm straight 3.0 on this one. Like, it's average to me.
Okay, so 3.0. So Rush's Limelight is basically mid. It's mid.
It's mid. Yeah.
It's mid for you. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Mid.
Well, listen.
Cluttered mid.
I mean, your opinion is your opinion.
Yeah, of course.
I don't necessarily agree with the stuff that you're saying, but
that's okay.
I'm also not you, and that's also part of it as well.
You're like, thank God. Everyone just said, thank God I'm not her.
And this is why the show is called Song Swap Showdown, guys. You just heard it in real time. This is what makes the show work. Like it or love it or hate it. This is the show.
Yep. And if it was painful to follow all the things I was saying, imagine being Chris on a weekly basis.
But I just think that's the goal of the show. That's what makes the show work. It's what makes the show work.
You're
Okay,
kind
so
to
how
say
would
that.
you guys rate Limelight on a scale of 1 to 5 records? Would love to hear from you. Drop it into comments. Let us know. Do you agree or do you disagree with Amanda Sharp's take, that girl's take on Limelight? All right, moving into your song to me, your second song to me, is
so wonderful.
Quite possibly the Light FM anthem. Light FM anthem. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a Light FM anthem. I would challenge anybody out there that there's no way you've never not heard this song before. I don't know. I mean, maybe some of our younger listeners here might not have heard that, but I still feel like even as younger listeners, you've heard this song somewhere, somehow.
Yeah.
Whether it's in shopping, whether it's at a wedding, whether it's watching a show. I feel like this has been used in like 100 million shows. I don't know. Maybe it's just the same show over and over again for me. But I feel like that this is a song that everybody's parents have listened to. Therefore, you have listened to it. And I'm talking about Kenny Rogers Through the Years. That's it. Kenny Rogers Through the Years. I will play it, but I just feel like the minute I say those words, people are already through the year. Like, I feel like people are already singing the song.
You know, I'm gonna admit this.
It is a.
I did not realize Kenny Rogers. Like, in my heart of hearts, I didn't realize Kenny Rogers died.
Oh, really? You totally missed that one, huh?
I think I knew it, away. But I repressed it.
Well, I mean, listen. I mean, you don't want to. You want to kind of think of Kenny Rogers, honestly. I mean, he is timeless in the way of his, his music makes him timeless. But you don't ever, you kind of like Kenny Rogers has been such a mainstay in music for so long, and his music is still so played that it feels like he never passed away. And he did. He passed away in 2020, March 2020, 5 days after my birthday, in Sandy Springs, Georgia. But yeah, but he'd been around. I mean, the guy basically was playing music since the 70s and was still playing music right up until, and contributing and all that up until, he passed away. And on top of that, too, Kenny Rogers, like, very cool. Like, used to be in, like, rock bands and stuff like that. Like, this guy had a crazy career doing all kinds of great stuff. Like, there was a Kenny Rogers song that I didn't even realize was Kenny Rogers. I think it may have been... Was it Jeff? Somebody had played us a song and said, "This is Kenny Rogers." And I go, "Are you kidding me?" A First Edition. I think that was the band. And they were like, sort of like a rock band. There's the Minstrels was another band he was in.
Long legacy.
I'm looking at this
music.
now. I'm like literally looking at the thing. I gotta find. Yeah, he was in. That's it. Like the song that was in the. That just dropped in to see what condition I was in. That was in the Big Lebowski. That's Kenny Rogers. You know what song I'm talking about?
Not off the top of my head. Cue it up.
All right, so this I'm queuing it. So this is Kenny Rogers in First Edition. Let me get this queued up here. Oh, nope, not opening that. All right, here we go. Let me share my screen. Yeah, they used this song in Big Lebowski during a dream sequence. This is Kenny Rogers.
Classic Kenny cover, though. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
It's like 1967.
I woke up this morning with the sun down, shining in.
Kenny Rogers.
I found my mind
Legend.
in a brown paper bag, but then I tripped on a cloud and fell 8 miles high.
I tripped on a cloud.
I hear him now.
On a jagged sky, I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in.
Yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
This could have been a
great
Mad
song.
Men.
Yeah. Amazing.
Pushed my soul in
So,
a deep dark.
that's the song.
He's so legendary.
I couldn't remember the name of it, but this song is great. And then, so then in 1981, he then drops this on everybody. Drops this.
And many other gifts.
Like, goes
Kinda
from
like
that
a-
in 1967 to this in 1981.
I can't remember when you weren't there, when I didn't care for anyone but you. I swear we've been through everything there is. Can't imagine anything we've missed. Can't imagine anything the two of us
Here it
can't
comes. Woo.
do. Through the years, you've never let me down. You've turned my life around. The sweetest days I found with you. Through the years, I've never been
Is this what you sing to Marcus?
All the time.
The life we
And he goes, oh.
and I'm so glad I stayed
I'm so glad I stayed.
right here with you.
He's like, I'm not so glad you stayed.
I mean, is it just me? This song goes hard.
Yeah.
Like, this song has no business going this hard, right? I mean,
I can't remember what I used to do.
this is a serious jam.
Who
You know-
I trusted, who
Yes, it goes hard.
I listened to.
You're captivated.
before.
I'm
Wanna-
locked in on this song.
I swear.
You listen to every word.
You've taught me everything I know.
It's gotta
Can't
be
imagine needing
the
someone
quality of Kenny's
so.
voice.
But through the years, it seems
So
to
soothing.
me I need you more and more.
So smooth.
Through the years, through all the good and bad, I know how much we had. I've always been so glad to be with you. Through the years.
So, this song was originally produced for Lionel Richie
Oh,
and
I
given to
could
Lionel
see
Richie.
that.
But Lionel Richie thought it would be a better fit for Kenny Rogers because he had heard it too. And I guess it went to Lionel Richie first or something, and somehow let me read the story here because
Okay.
they talk about this in songfacts.com. So
Love them.
here we go. The song was written by songwriters Steve Dorff and Marty Panzer. Dorff had written a number of songs for Anne Murray, including I Just Fall in Love Again and You Set My Dreams to Music. Panzer author co-wrote with Barry Manilow, including Manilow's hits It's a Miracle and This One's For You. Panzer wrote the lyric, which he brought to Dorff's house where they were having dinner. According to Dorff, they put music to the song in just 15 minutes while they were eating out. Along with the rest of the Share Your Love album, which is what this album is this song is on that record from Kenny Rogers. The song was produced by Lionel Richie. They had previously teamed up on Rogers' hit Lady. Richie is the one who decided
good.
3 years was a good fit for Rogers. Kenny was actually the third or fourth person that was approached with that song, co-writer Stephen Dorff said in a Songfacts interview. Barry Manilow and Mac Davis passed on it. Glenn Campbell passed on it. Those were notable ones. Lionel Richie had heard the song and loved it and played it for his people, and that's how it happened. I got a phone call from Gene Page, the great arranger, who called me and said, "Congratulations, we just cut your song with Kenny Rogers, and it sounds amazing." This song has soundtrack countless anniversary videos. You know what? I think this is too. So I used to edit wedding videos for a living back in the day. I used to film wedding videos and edit wedding videos. And this song was like guaranteed to either be the first dance or it was used as a recap song. Like we used to make the recap at the end of like, oh, here's the best moments of the day.
Yeah.
This song was like #1 most requested like song to say, well, we want Kenny Rogers through the years at the end of our wedding for our wedding recap song.
Yeah, or when they pull up like whoever's been married for 5 years.
Right.
For 10 years. Yeah, at the wedding. Like, what a great song to have.
And then ultimately, it's going to end with the people that have been married for like 60 years. And you're like, oh. Yeah.
Which, the longer, tell me we're right, the longer we've been married, we appreciate that wedding dance. Going, that's good.
Yeah, you do. And you see all the younger people get off. You're like, you have no idea what you're in for still.
Babies. This is a little bit of family drama. I'm not going to mention any names. But there is an aunt and uncle on Marcus's side that were divorced, but then got remarried. And it bothered me every time I would see them on the dance floor for the amount of times they would have been married had they not gotten divorced. I'm like, that's cheating!
Right, I was just going to say, so the clock resets.
I agree.
Does the clock reset? So if you, and guys, anybody listening, listen, and great that you're able to work it out and get back together. But does the clock
that's not
reset?
what I'm saying, but.
So say you've been married for like 15 years, 20 years, 10 years, whatever, right? And then you get divorced, but then you find a way to work and you become remarried. The clock
great
resets.
Thing. Good thing.
Right, great thing, awesome. But I think that I agree. The clock should reset because now it's like, you start over, right?
Bare minimum, you need to subtract the years in which the divorce happened.
Okay, so you
bare minimum.
Prorata.
Yes, prorated wedding years.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what do you guys think? That's just me being a little petty.
Listen, I kind of agree with you. I mean, I think the timeline starts, and when they do the anniversary dance. If you've been remarried for a year, well, that's a year. That's 1 year. Or like you said, well, how long were you separated and not together? And so if you were together for like 15 years, you got divorced, you got back together. Well, how long were you not together? And actually taken off.
Take it off the. I agree.
Deducted on your point total.
Chris and I aren't staying married because we just love our spouses so much. No, we want to be the last man and woman standing on that dance floor one day.
It's all about that.
It's all about that.
To through the years. And,
Kenny, we're coming for you.
Last couple standing. That's what it's all about, guys. It's a competition.
You heard it here first.
Marriage is a competition.
That's simple.
Just like you go through the years, and there they are, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Vaglio, married for 1,000 freaking years.
I will clap so loud for you guys.
I want the claps. I want the accolades. We knew you guys would make it.
I knew you guys had it in ya.
Yes, we made it to the last couple standing on the 3 years anniversary song.
Yeah, make it a competition and maybe more people would stay married.
There you go. Wise words, Amanda Sharp.
Dear.
I like the way you think. And do you guys agree with us? Let us know.
They're like, no. Firm no.
Like, could you guys please get back to talking about music, please?
Sorry.
That's what they're saying. I don't always agree. But. So, all right, but we are talking about Through the Years by Kenny Rogers, just to bring it back. So, that was your second song to me, and we just went on a whole long rant. Kenny Rogers, we talked about this.
So good.
But I mean, honestly, the song is a great song, and you could say, like the song itself, Through the Years. Oh. Does this song hold up through the years?
Nicely done.
But does it hold up? And I say yes. This song holds up because they still play it, like we just said, they still play it at weddings. You still hear it on all these different things, wedding videos. It's all this stuff. Yes, this song holds up. Now, would I choose to listen to this song? For me, it's a right time, right place to put it on. Like, I'm not going to throw this on in the car and jam. Like, I'm not jamming to this song in the car. You know what I mean?
But you jammed here, and that's what mattered.
I jammed here because this song has no business going this hard. And I'm not going to skip it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not ever skipping this song. Like, it could come on, and I'll be like, you know what?
Let's just have a moment.
Man.
Yeah.
Let's have a moment right here. Let's get centered. Let's get, like, through the freaking years, dude.
Yes.
I love it. All right. Yes. So, anyway, with all that being said, I'm going to stick again for 4.0 on this song.
Okay.
It's not something I'm going to go jump on to play, but I am 1,000% never skipping Mr. Kenny Rogers. Good. Especially like songs like The Gambler. Forget it. I mean, Kenny's hits, huge hits, huge talent. Great. But yeah, Through the Years is a classic too. It's a classic too. I don't care what anybody says. This song's great. If you guys are like, oh my God, Chris, I'm telling you, just sit and listen to the song. Just give it a moment and like let it sink in. And I'm telling you, you're gonna hear it. Like,
absorb it.
You know what? This song is really freaking good. It's a good song. It deserves to get its accolades. It deserves its flowers. And
you know what? We fully are aware if you're in the midst of a bad relationship, you're not going to have the same sentimental feel of this song at this moment. Right. But one day we hope you will.
Right, exactly. And it was in a Love Boat episode, by the way, too. In 1986.
How fitting.
It was in My Stepmother, Myself. And it was also in Raising Hope. As well, an episode of Raising Hope.
Gotcha.
The Love Boat. Great show. I think. I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe it's not. Maybe that doesn't hold up. Yeah, I don't think that show holds up.
No, not like the Golden Girls.
Not like the Golden Girls. Forget it.
They are timeless.
Timeless. All right. So that wraps up our second songs of each other. Let's do this. Let's jump into our comments and some of the songs that were listed left for us. So let's start with Ian from Australia. As always, I know it's late for him, but he's so kind and generous and jumps in and leaves these comments here. So he said, hey everyone, I'm feeling in a giving mood this week, so I've chosen new recipients of Aussie picks. Would love to hear what they think. I love this. This is great. Thank you, Ian. Being Thanksgiving week here in the United States, we appreciate your generosity here in spreading the love. So he goes for Amanda's husband and son, Marcus and Owen.
Yes.
Guys, they got to listen to these songs.
They got to listen.
Yeah. So Boys in Town by the Divinals, Rock and Roll is King by Rose Tattoo, which I got a feeling they're going to love that one. And You Got Nothing I Want by Cold Chisel. By the way, I do have to say, Ian has gotten me into Rose Tattoo and Cold Chisel. And the Divinals, we did a music video reaction years ago on Divinals, and it's still going, and people are still seem bothered by it. I don't. Yeah. So
yes,
these are all good picks, by the way. I'm just gonna say I'd like to hear what Owen and
I will have them listen to it today.
I'd like their ratings. All right, Chris's mom, going to my mom, Jan. You Weren't in Love with Me by Billy Field. Say I Love You by Renee Geyer, I think. And Your Love Still Brings Me to My Knees, Marsha Hines.
Those all sound phenomenal.
They all do. This is all
great
sounds right
titles.
Up on Amanda's. That's right up Amanda. This is my mom too. This is right up her alley.
Yeah.
I can tell just by these titles. My mom's
Mama Baglio and I could jam out together.
You guys could definitely jam out together. You guys have so many similar tastes in music. It's wild. All right. And then Dave's wife. Look at this. Dave Mattingly's wife. I love this. Thank you, Ian. Bad Habits by Billy Field. Who Can It Be Now? Men at Work. That record, Men at Work, Business as Usual, 10 out of 10 record. Excellent. And If I Were a Carpenter by Swanee. I think it's Swanee. I think that's Swanee or Swain. Swanee. I'm going to go with one. All right. And then, of course, Dave Mattingly with his picks. My 81s for Chris. Altered Images, Happy Birthday. Depeche Mode, Photographic. Josie Cotton, Johnny You're Queer. That was one of my contenders for you. Kinks Destroyer, great song. Another one, Oingo Boingo, Only a Lad. And Pete Shelley, Homo Sapien. All right. For Amanda. Clash, Radio Clash. Another song that was on my list to you. It was there. It was there for a while, through a few iterations, and it was gone. Duran Duran, Night Boat. Madness, Cardiac Arrest. These, let me tell you right now, this playlist that Dave has just assembled for the both of us, this is a killer playlist, guys. This is as killer as it gets. Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, Enola Gay. The Police, Invisible Sun, and Stray Cat Strut. Oh, what killer. I don't have to make a playlist.
I was just going to say, we need to just make like our listener playlist.
You know what? I'm going to do this for the Patreon as I normally do for Patreon, which you want to join. Guys, you can join it for free. Check it out. Join for as low as $1.50. But I do this, so I'm going to take Dave's list and I'm going to make it into an audio show and put it on for our Patreon members. How's that? I will do that. That will be our Thanksgiving gift to all of you. All right, my 81s for Ian. Blondie Rapture. See, now that was going to be on my list too to you, and then I wound up taking it off because I know it was released a little earlier, but it was one of those things where it was released early but hit in 81.
Charted, yeah.
But either way, I wound up not going with that one. The Cramps, The Crusher, great one. J. Gall's band, Rage in a Cage, great one. Kim Wilde, Kids in America. That was a number one song, by the way, that year. Spendo Ballet, Chant number 1, and Waitresses, I Know What Boys Like. Oh, all of these bangers, Dave. Bangers. Love it. Love it. So you guys let us know what would have made your list for 1981 songs. We would love to hear from you. Drop it in the comments. Let us know. All right, moving on to our third and final songs for today. Amanda?
Yes.
What did I give you as my final song for you today?
You gave me as your final song Too Fast for Love by Motley Crue.
Too fast for love. Too fast for love.
I say this with great respect for the love you have for Motley Crue.
Okay.
This, as I researched a little more, it made more sense.
You dug in. Okay, so you looked it up. I'm glad to hear you.
I didn't deep dive, but
right.
In the order of songs you've given me in the past about Motley Crue, like this one seemed very messy.
Rough.
And sounded like babies. Because they were. Because they were.
They were.
So I'm giving a lot of grace for the baby Motley Crue that I was listening to.
This whole record was literally a demo that they put out.
And I thought, like, I could Google machine this, and I obviously know enough to go, okay, this is what this means, I think. But this was self-released.
It was self-released on their leather records.
Which means very similar to, like, if you were doing a self-published book. Like, they absorbed all the costs and released this on their own, correct?
This is punk rock. Like, this is what, I mean, honestly, this is punk rock, releasing your own records and putting it out. And they were like, we're going to just take a page out of the punks and say we're going to put out our own record. They made 900 copies, which today is still one of the most sought-after records to get, is an original pressing
gives me goosebumps.
Of those 900. And they're saying that, I mean, and I managed to find... So I managed to find a second pressing version of this because there was a first pressing and a second pressing, and I managed to find a second pressing, and I wound up buying that for my old business partner for his 40th birthday. And I got it for him.
How much was that? A lot of money. Quite a bit. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to disclose the amount, but
it was worth it to see the smile on his face.
And just how thoughtful. Like, seriously, how thoughtful. Like, what would, of the original 900 you said, how much would one of those cost if you found one?
Man, it's up there. I mean, and you got to make sure it's legit.
It's actually authenticated, or however you say that.
Yes, and there's a few ways to tell. But you really got to be careful because the counterfeits are really close. So it's got to be. But I think let me see what the last stat was. Now, as far as I know, there's only actually a few in actual existence that have been claimed real. Because I mean, this was
quite
ages ago.
Yeah,
I think there's only 3 known vinyl pressings of that version, along with 1 known cassette.
Wow!
So and it goes through.
The rest have just been.
And I had gotten the second pressing as the one I had gotten for my my business partner. Let me see if I can find what the value is. Original Motley Crue.
Yeah, my mind is just so curious. I would hope that they themselves would have maybe held on to 1 or 2.
So, let me see.
You know what we should do? We should go, Nikki. Do you have a copy of this? Do you think Nikki has a copy?
I'm sure these guys have copies of this record. I would guarantee that they still have a copy.
Because Nikki and I are social media friends.
Yeah, you and Nikki.
One way. It's so cute when he's like taking pictures and he has like his daughter's Barbie in his hand. I know.
It is great.
Because it goes from this to that. It just makes me smile.
I am still trying to get this. No, that's not it.
That's okay. My mind was just curious.
Let me go.
Because how exciting. But good on them for taking the initiative and saying, you know what, we're going to do it. We're going to make it happen.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I mean, they were, because they just believed in themselves. They believed in the band, and they just said, you know what, we're doing it.
And I'm glad they did. Like, so good for them.
All right. So nope, that's not the one. It's, you know what, I'm trying to. Okay, so third pressing version of this. Let me see. Second pressing.
Well, if there's only so many, like, it would be probably hard to even know what they would be worth outside of an auction. You know?
I'm on Discogs. I'm trying to find the first pressing, because a lot of times they'll show you, like, what the value is. But I can tell you, the second pressing.
Yeah. What's that one?
So a second pressing version of this is, let's see, someone's coming up with 30 copies. Now, I don't know if you got to, once again, confirm if these are real.
Of course.
But they're going anywhere for $1,000 to $520. Second and third pressings. But you have to be able to confirm it. You know, like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, is it real? And there's ways to tell if it's real. And you got to do the research. Now, and Discogs is a little overpriced because they just it's people auctioning stuff. So.
Sure, like an eBay type of thing.
Yeah, but anyway, so a very first pressing is probably going up for, you know, probably $1,000 to $2,000. I'm sure.
Very cool.
And that would have to be in really good condition, which is, you know,
it would be hard.
So anyway,
because it's so old.
Yeah, so that's it.
Well, I like it. Well, and I was just proud that when I heard this, I could tell there was such a difference. That I'm like, right? What is this about?
And I thought this would be fun, considering we did 83 and you did shout a song from Shout Out the Devil, which was the next record. So that was released in 83. So you could see, like, you know, they got
growth.
signed, better production, growth, a better band, like songs, like. So and I was like, oh, this is great. So now I can bookend, since I did Shout Out the Devil with you last week.
Yeah.
Too Fast to Fall in Love is the song I gave you, and now I'm going to give you something off the first record.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give you this song because they still, you know, this is a signature Crue song.
It's fun though. Let's play a little bit of it because I want everyone to hear, because they would have heard last week's version and then this week's version, and anyone who isn't familiar with Motley Crue, like, again, you don't have to be a super fan to have heard the difference.
No,
but they were babies.
It's just so LA sounding. It's great. Total babies. Like, and I gotta be honest with you, I love Motley Crue, and they've put out so many good records. They've also put out a lot of bad records, but I love this first record. And yeah, it's rough, and it's like, basically it's a demo that they put out, But there's just the songs are fun, and you really feel like that you're just like in the room with them, and they're just great songs. Really, just fun, well written tunes about like what these guys were going through, like LA scene life, girls partying, getting messed up on stuff, like just all sleazy craziness, especially when you read the book The Dirt, like that. The Dirt is like, oh my god, these guys are debaucherous, but like but you hear that record and you go, it all makes sense to me.
Well, I don't know, there was something that tugged at like my mom heartstrings when I was listening to this. It would be like Owen would be like, Mom, we just formed a band, come listen to us. Yeah, and me going to listen to them and me going, oh, like, good job, babies. Like, I think for what they did, like, that was really good for them. Like, I'm super impressed that this, just to even be confident enough to, like, take that step to record something, have a band.
Yeah. Invest
the money, do what you have to do to, like, get over the hump of whatever, just to put a record in someone's hands. I just, like, for me, like, that's what sells me on this song. When I'm listening to it, like, my heart just, like, opens and it grows for them. It's really
like
cute.
Like the Grinch.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
and
cute.
I mean, they were such a hardworking band. I mean, they were like in small clubs, but playing like they were in gigantic arenas, doing all the stuff, lighting each other on fire, and like all the stuff now that you can't do inside of a club. But back then, I mean, they pushed it, pyrotech, all kinds of crazy stuff inside of clubs.
Them.
And I mean, if you go back and watch, I mean, all these videos, there's videos on YouTube, like VHS copies of like them playing like in these LA clubs back in the day, and it is awesome to watch. And you go, it's funny now because it's like so Spinal Tappy, but yet you get it, and you go, this is why these guys are still, even though I won't go see them now because I'm like, I was at the last show ever, New Year's Eve in LA, and that's what did it for me. I don't need to see them because they sound horrible now. I think Vince can't sing and all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, just they lasted and still last in these songs because they're a good freaking band. They were good, and they're a band that's really good together. Separately, not great, but like together, they're awesome. They're awesome.
Sure.
And Nikki Sixx writes, especially wrote this whole record. Shout out to Devil. He writes. He's the main songwriter. He writes these songs.
Love it.
So this is all from the brain of Nikki Sixx.
Which I feel that. It's so silly. I don't know why
since you and Nikki Sixx are friends.
I know. Like, I wish he knew that.
Nikki, well, he might. Maybe he's watching. Nikki Sixx, you, Amanda Sharp, and you guys are friends. You guys should meet sometime.
Absolutely.
Next time you come through Michigan, come through Detroit.
Yes,
you
I'll stop
and
and
Amanda
see you.
should meet up.
Yes.
Yeah. So, personal note to Nikki Sixx.
Yeah, like I think I'm becoming a like groupie for them at this point. I don't know. Who'd have thought?
Look at you.
Look at you
becoming a groupie for Motley Crue.
Motley Crue. Whoa. So with this, my mom heart is telling me that this is a 4.5.
4.5?
Which seems silly, but we know how I rate things, and a lot of it is on heart. And
I am floored right now that you just gave this song a 4.5. I thought this was going to be your lowest rated.
No, there was, honest to God, there was something about when I was listening to it that gave me energy to continue to do what we're doing. Like, sometimes you just need that sign.
Yeah.
That sign that, like, keep going.
Right.
Just put in the work. Put in the work. Put in the work.
Put in the reps.
And these babies put in the reps. These babies put in the work. And I just think that should be reflected in a 4.5 rating.
Excellent. Well, Motley Crue and Nikki Sixx thanks you for the 4.5 rating.
You're welcome,
And I
Nikki.
thank you as well. What would you guys rate this song on a scale of 1 to 5 records? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Let us know. What do you give Too Fast for Love by Motley Crue on a scale of 1 to 5 records? Let us know in the comments. All right. Your final song to me, and a final song we're going to be discussing on today's show, is a song that I knew but did not even know the name of it or even who sung it. But it's Key Largo by Bertie Higgins.
Sure is.
And
What a
I'm
name.
like, who in the hell is Bertie Higgins? It seems like a lot of songs from this era were like done by like people that you kind of never heard from before. But like
the one hit wonder.
Career.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Kind of had a career, but who's Bertie Higgins? Like in the annals of like rock music or music.
And it's such an interesting name. You know, Bertie, I don't think I would have went into show business under Bertie Higgins.
Bertie Higgins. So
no offense to him.
No offense, but definitely, interesting. So this came off the record, Another Day in Paradise, released in 1981, charted number 8 in the United States and number 60 in the UK. And if you guys don't know where Key Largo is, now there's a few tie-ins here. So Key Largo is an island off the coast of Florida. And it was also the setting for the 1948 classic starring Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. By the way, if you've never seen Key Largo, rent it.
I still have never seen it.
It's very good. I like it. I mean, I like the Lauren Bacall and Humphrey Bogart together.
So did Bertie.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent together. And so this song is basically about his time in Florida. So he said, I lived with a girl a long time in Florida. Her name was Beverly Seaberg. We used to watch old movies on the weekends, and to us, the Bogart and Bacall romance was a phenomenal one because of their age difference. She was 20 and he was 45. And for me, and because the world was clamoring constantly for them to make a relationship work in Hollywood, Bev left me, and I hurt for about 2 years. Finally, I said, well, I've got to reach her somehow, and the only equipment I had to reach her with was a song. So I wrote the song, Key Largo, and it was a plea for her to return, and you know what? She did, and we became engaged. They got married a year after the song was released, but then split again in 1995, but they had 2 children. So, and by the way, if they split and they did get remarried, then that would have to reset the clock, right?
That's right. We just want to go back to that point.
Right.
Yes.
We just want to bring that point back.
Yeah.
So this was the only hit for singer-songwriter Higgins. He started his career in the early 60s as a drummer in Tommy Ray's backup band, the Romans. He lived in Atlanta playing clubs when he wrote Key Largo. The song was released as a single in 1981 on Cat Family Records, a CBS imprint that existed just for a short time in the 80s, and their biggest act at the time was Major Lance. Higgins' debut album, Just Another Day in Paradise, was released the next year and included another movie theme song, In Casablanca. The album's title track proved Higgins' only other top 100 hit. It went to 46 about 2 months after Key Largo peaked in the charts. In 1983, his song When You Fall in Love, Like I Fell in Love with You, from a second record, Pirates and Poets, reached 34 in the adult contemporary chart. By the way, it's a great Pirates and Poets.
Mm-hmm.
Higgins carved out a niche in the trop rock genre with island songs in a Jimmy Buffett vein, but never reached the charts again, leaving him a one-hit wonder. He had some run-ins with the law in 1997. He served 80 days in jail for a DUI arrest, but released a steady stream of other albums. Anyway, so he is a guy. So I know they call it trop rock, but I would put this in yacht rock nowadays.
For sure.
Yacht rock for sure. And so this is a song, like I said, I've heard, didn't know it was called Key Largo, and did not know the guy's name was Bertie Higgins.
I love...
Bertie Higgins.
I love that he was like, I have to get her back. I shall write her a song.
Yeah.
And it did its job. Like, that's so romantic.
So romantic.
I love it.
Yeah.
And the song is romantic.
Yeah, and Dave Mattingly coming in saying, 81 was a big year for me. I just started high school and I was exploring music with a fresh set of ears.
I think that age for people is when you start to listen to your music, not just your parents' music.
Mm-hmm. Bertie Higgins, My Only Way to Reach Her with a Song, reminds me of Chilliwack's Gone, Gone, Gone. I don't know if I know that song.
I don't know that I know.
Maybe
of course, Dave knows it. Dave knows every song in the world.
Dave is
so impressive.
Very impressive. All right, so let's hear some Key Largo.
Let's do it.
Which I think everybody's going to go, oh, I know this song. This is going to be one of those things you go, I know this song.
This is another one that you'll just be bopping to. Ooh, those instant notes.
I know this song. I've heard this song. I'm on a yacht, chilling in the Caribbean. In the Keys.
Wrapped around each other, trying so hard to stay warm.
Coming up next on Light FM, Bertie Higgins.
Nailed it.
Together, lying in each other's arms, Watching those old
This is so.
falling in love so desperately.
Yeah, he's hanging on every word.
Yeah, he is.
Honey, I was
He's
your
pleading.
hero,
It's the
Yeah.
pleading.
It is.
and you were my leading
So,
lady.
this freaking.
We had it all,
And I love when the backup
just
vocals
like
come in
Bobby
later.
in the call. Starring in our own late show, sailing away to Key Largo. Here's looking at you, kid, missing all the things we did.
I can just. This is
We
so
can
good.
find it once again. How long? Just like they did in Key Largo.
What a tune.
Honey, can't you remember?
All right.
So dreamy and nostalgic.
I just want to keep listening.
I know, it's so good.
That sweet scene of surrender.
So captivating.
That's what he
Yeah.
wanted. He wanted her to hear it and be like, I can't turn it off. I'm on my way. Honey, I'm coming
So-
home.
So
We
damn
say
catchy.
you will.
Yeah.
Play it again.
Oh, all right.
'Cause I
In the spirit of moving the show along, I'm gonna.
I'm just,
Spirit of moving the show along.
I'm just going to keep swaying.
I know. So, yeah, Bertie Higgins, Key Largo. Like once again, did not know that was even the guy's name, and I've heard this song. I go, oh my god, I've heard this song my whole life, and I never knew it was Bertie Higgins.
Yeah.
And that it was even called Key Largo. I just thought that I knew Key Largo was in the song, but never. So anyway, but I'm glad you put this on the list because this is another song that has no business going this hard. It just does. It goes hard, man. Like I'm
Very.
like, this song's good. This is 100% going to be placed on my yacht rock playlist in summer. You know, which is kind of a summery thing.
Yeah.
But I think I would put this on the summer mix too. I mean the Sunday mix. I think this is a
Yeah.
good Sunday song too. You know, it's got good Sunday vibes.
It
Who's
does.
looking at you? Like it's just so catchy, and like all of the movie lines put in there. It's very, very, very clever. Very clever. It's song holds up, man. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna say that song holds up. I'm gonna say that song holds up. So, where do I rate this song on a scale of 1 to 5 records? Well, I've given Amanda two 4.0s in a row, but I
Yes, you
think
have.
I think this song's gonna get bumped up just a little bit because
Ooh,
that
do
damn
tell.
chorus, man, another catchy ass chorus. I'm gonna give it a 4.2.
Ooh.
I like it. I mean, listen, I like these songs. I think these are great picks, and these are songs I really hadn't thought about in a while, which was great. And it was nice kind of revisiting them because I realized, like, while it's not always the music I would just choose to put on, like go and put on, when the songs come on, I don't want to turn them off. And I really enjoy listening to them. Like, they're really good songs. So that's why they scored high for me. And I feel like they've held up. And a lot of these songs do have some nostalgia to them, too. Like, I just remember growing up listening to them, being on the radio all the time and all that. So I still find these songs to be very relevant, even though... I don't know, in my world. Maybe some of our younger listeners, maybe not so much, but maybe they will. Maybe they will now. Maybe they heard me like, I really like that.
I feel like if someone looks at our episode and then sees my song choices, they're going to go, Amanda, come on. But then when they listen to them in a playlist, they're going to hit them hard and they're going to be jamming out. I know they will.
Yeah. So anybody under the age of 30, we would want to hear from you because I guarantee this is probably the first time you've maybe heard these songs.
Yes.
So let us know. We want to hear from you. Are these songs you liked? Were you pleasantly surprised? We want to know from you. Let us know because I'm very intrigued to see. Maybe we should put up a poll on these two on socials. See, like, heard it or not, heard it or not, heard. You know,
yeah,
like we should do that. Yeah. So anyway, we'd love to hear from you guys. So that wraps up our song swapping for today because we swapped all the songs.
And I think we should just note this. Dave coming in with Speaking of Romance, which all of my songs were all about today. Today is the 1-year anniversary of his first date with his beautiful bride. Congratulations, Dave.
That's
Please send
awesome.
our congrats to her
Congratulations,
as
Dave.
well.
Congratulations, Dave.
And I'm be really honest, I was really obsessed with his relationship with her. Like a year ago, I was really like, obsessed, yeah. I really was. I was like, ooh. Yeah. I loved it. I was so stalking it.
You were stalking it. You were totally stalking it. So, all right, guys, before we get to spinning the holiday wheel of themes, because we are moving into the holidays and starting next week, next Monday, we will be spending the entire month talking holiday music on our theme. So that way we're going to mix it up. We'll be talking about different holiday songs and different themes. Before we do, I do want to make sure that we say thank you so much to our great sponsor for this, since basically for the rest of this year, we're going to be talking about Cardiac Attack Coffee, guys. Get your heart pumping with Cardiac Attack Coffee. It is single origin, craft brewed coffee, all ready for you. What better way to give a gift to somebody for the holidays? You know, it's Black Friday coming up soon, and a great way to show your love and appreciation. Great stocking stuff or great Hanukkah gifts or whatever you celebrate. I don't care. Even with Thanksgiving coming up, serve some Cardiac Attack Coffee. Get your heart pumping. Use the code Song Swap Showdown at checkout to get a 15% off your order. And you know what? These guys have got it all figured out. I mean, they've got great merch. We always talk about their merch. They got great mugs and glassware game going.
We are such merch junkies.
We are merch junkies. And they've got 3 kinds of coffee. You could do whole bean or ground. They got a Costa Rica medium, a Guatemala dark roast, and an Ethiopia, which is the light roast. They also have these variety packs. So if you're like, I'm not sure what they like, or maybe you want to try them all, but you don't want to go in, get the variety pack. They also do these cool cold brew packs as well.
Love it.
Which I highly recommend, because they got, even comes with a mason jar pack too. And they've got a regular New Orleans. They've got a mocha cold cinnamon roll, Fruit Pebbles, pumpkin pie, and mint chocolate chip. So you definitely want to get your hands on that. And once again, look at these mugs.
They're so cool. That glass. Oh, I just love that glass.
Wild. I love this. Great designs. Guys, definitely inspired by punk rock, hardcore. 3 owners based right here in the beautiful Garden State. That's right, in the Garden State. So guys, listen, honestly, if you want really good quality coffee, strong flavor pack, single origin coffee, get your heart pumping today with Cardiac Attack Coffee. Head over to cardiacattackcoffee.com.
Boom.
And put your order in. 15% off. Use the code Song Swap Showdown. My man and I have been drinking it. We love it.
We love it.
What do you think is in this cup today, guys? That's right. Cardiac Attack Coffee. That's right. Because our heart needs to be pumping on Monday mornings.
But not too crazy. But not crazy at all.
Not crazy at all. So, guys, do that. Support. And by the way, I just want to make a note real quick. In all honesty, like, these guys are a small business. We're a small business owner. Amanda and I are small business owners. And instead of ordering through Amazon, I know Amazon's convenient, guys. I know it's easy. But I'm telling you right now, when you spend a little bit of your money directly for a small business, it makes such a big impact.
It does.
Much like hitting that subscribe button here on YouTube makes a big impact. It really does. It's a small gesture that goes a very, very long way. It means a lot to the business owners, to creators. So this Thanksgiving, think about supporting a creator like us or any of the creators you guys listen to. Support them by, Patreon, buy some merch, whatever it is they're doing, or even better yet, to support their sponsors like our sponsor, Cardiac Attack Coffee. Any of the creators that you listen to, support their sponsors. It all goes a long, long way. So think about that during the holidays for sure. Support small business.
Yes.
Go to Pressed Rose.
Yes. Come see me. Ida, Michigan.
That's right. Ida, Michigan. Come see Amanda. Guys, if you're in the Michigan area, go see Amanda at
I'm
Pressed
right
Rose.
Here.
Literally right there.
There's the hand. Here's I am.
Go towards the water.
That's right.
Head
not in
towards
it,
the
though.
water.
Not in it. Sometimes it's
not
dirty.
in it. All right. So, and that leads us to one piece of business left, Amanda Sharp.
I'm so excited.
What time is it, Amanda? What time is it?
It is time to spin that wheel of holiday show themes.
All right. That's right. Time to spin the wheel. This time of holiday show themes. And
oh, yeah.
want to say that
That's so pretty.
today's
Good job.
Wheel of Show themes is brought to you by Cardiac Attack Coffee. So, guys, we got a lot of themes on here. Some we did last year. Some are new ones.
So
Let's see what it
pretty.
lands on. And this is it. We're going to do 4 weeks of this starting next week. Strap in. Be prepared. Here we go. Spinning the 2024 holiday wheel.
This is such a big deal. Great music.
Santa's
Oh.
playlist, celebrating songs of the Jolly Old Elf. This theme focuses on songs dedicated to Santa Claus.
Okay.
Songs about Santa.
Santa. Good old Saint Nick.
So that's it. Every song that we swap with each other next week are Santa, not Satan. Santa.
Although that movie looks really good.
It does look really good.
That looks really good.
It does. So all songs about Santa Claus next week. It's called Santa's Playlist.
I like that.
That's a fun one.
That's a good one to start off our like Christmas season.
Yeah. And once again, guys, thank you once again to Cardiac Attack Coffee for being our Wheel of Show themes sponsor. Make sure you pick some up today at cardiacattackcoffee.com. Use the code Song Swap Showdown at checkout and get that discount. All right. So, yeah, next week's show, guys, is all kicking off our holiday run of songs, themes, songs about Santa. That is next week's show theme.
I love it.
My mind is going. Oh my God. Oh, I think I gave you a song last year that I wanted. Did I give you a song, Christmas Crush, last year? I think I did.
I think you did.
So that one's gone. All right, I'll have to go back and look to see.
And you guys, for our newer listeners, like this is why we have the Wheel of Show themes, because this is our fourth Christmas
right.
December, which means we've done many, many episodes. So this gives us a direction to go, that hopefully we find some new songs that aren't just the same old traditional songs.
And Dave is saying, does Satan Claus count? I would say yes.
Sure.
Satan Claus. Sure. Now, Amanda, I do want to point this out. So as of the recording of this episode,
yes,
I'm going to look at our stats.
Our analytics.
Our analytics. Our stats and analytics.
Yeah, we need that button.
Our number 2 most downloaded episode currently is our country Christmas music review show.
Ooh.
From last year. It is right now our number 2 most downloaded show.
Just after Motown, which
after Motown
speaks for itself why that's number 1. Let's be honest.
Which,
Motown has always kept that spot. It probably always will. But our country Christmas. So, hey, obviously people enjoyed it. So go take a listen. Yeah. I know Dave and Ian have already listened to it multiple times.
Yeah.
So, okay, I like it. So will Santa Claus theme be enough to knock it out of number 2 spot? We shall see.
I don't know. We shall see. I mean, that was an episode released last year, and it's so funny to see so many of our older episodes trending in our top 10. It's great. And thank you guys for listening to the show and supporting it. You guys are the best. We love you. Thank you. So appreciative. 4 years into this, and so many people are still discovering the show. So we're really happy for that.
Awesome.
And happy to be here on Radio Garden State too to help with that. So
for sure.
And Dave is coming in saying real quick, I give my wife 6 records out of 5. Look at Dave.
That love.
Such a romance. Yeah. So, all right, guys, let's do this. We got a little bit of time left. So what we'll do is for the live stream people, we're going to end the live stream. But for Radio Garden State people, we're going to play a couple tracks for you before we wrap it up over there. So with all that being said, we will see you guys next week here on Song Swap Showdown. All right, guys, see you next week.
Bye, everyone.